Hi everybody, I'm sorry again that this is two parts because it's not here. Anyway, normally on the keyboard you have here escape, a button. So normally when there's a listening, I normally press escape to escape, not to close the listening. But when I press escape, then I stop the recording with the program I'm using now, not with the different program I was using before. So sometimes I forget. So I forgot again after this listening, so I pressed escape. That's why you have a new video. So I'm sorry about it. So now number 3, okay, we will correct it. Number 2, we finished correcting. Number 3. Now looking at the verb pattern is how something follows. For example, I want to go, okay, but I like playing tennis. So you have different verb patterns. So thinking about that and also the meaning, try to match this sentence. For example, it's not worth. This followed by ing. Okay. I would like. Well, how do you continue? I would like some chocolate. Okay. So think about it, and then that will help you. Okay. So stop the video and match it because of the meaning and especially because of the verb pattern. What follows after different structures? Like for example, after preposition always ing. Okay. Okay. It says there you can check with the audio, but you can listen to it if you want. Okay, you have the audio file, you can listen to it again, okay, to try to match them. Okay, so it took me ages to have the confidence to be. Okay, so number 1, you have the confidence to do something. Okay, and then it took me ages to. So it took me 5 minutes to prepare this video. It took me 30 minutes to correct your exams. Okay, now it's not with ing. So it's not with. I'm going to make it small. Okay, now you can see it. So it's not with ing. There are all 2 possibilities. It's not with writing. So it's great. Doesn't make sense. So it's not with talking to him. This was the one complaining about his cousin. Okay, we both love. Okay, so normally when you say this, it's ing. We'll look at this. You can use both after love. Okay, we both love, we both enjoy writing. Okay, so we have something in common. We would like him to do something. No? I would like to eat some chocolate right now. So we would like him to come and live nearer. This is the one about the grandfather, granddad. And I've promised to do. You promised to do something. This one was in speak out. Okay, he promised to do something. Okay, so we're going to do this. Okay, and then I'll show you not the rules, but I'll show you something. Okay, so are these followed by ing, infinitive, that is to do, okay, ing or to do, or both? Okay, so think about it. This one, direct object, means him or her. I'll put it here. Okay, persuade him to do something, expect him to go, encourage him or her or me. Okay, I'll put it here so you remember. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. I'm going to give you the answers, so make sure you have stopped the video and you've done the exercise. Here you can use both. Okay, I like doing, I like to do, I love. Okay, normally when you say like this, you say ing. I like playing football, I love playing football, I prefer playing football. But when you say I would, okay, then you use the infinitive. I would like to go home now. I would love to play football. I would prefer to go to the beach. Okay, so you can write it down if you want. So like this ing, when you say would like before, then infinitive. Okay, this you have a clue here. To after preposition, ing. So notice I don't mind. I've corrected mistakes with this. I don't mind doing something. I don't mind. I enjoy. I hate. I can't stand ing. Okay. Here, ignore this one. Okay. Hope, promise. We've seen promised already. Promise. Sorry. I think it was in the past anyway. No. Yes. There were. I've promised. We've seen promise. Hope, promise. So this is 2. But try is both. So I don't know why it's here. Okay, try can be both. We'll look at it later in exercise 6. So hope to do, promise to do, try can be both. Okay, and this, you encourage someone, you persuade someone to do something. Okay, now you can prepare this. Okay, you can prepare a little speech similar to the one these 5 people made. Okay, using some of these verbs if you want. Okay, I can't stand my granddad because he's always talking about the past and he gets on my nerves, and I don't know, he's always trying to persuade me to study at university, but I really don't want to do it, whatever. Okay, so before we look at the grammar, can you highlight this? This is important. I have students in the last year who still make mistakes with this. Okay, the negative not goes before. It's easy with this. Okay, but here people make mistakes. It's true that I've heard it, like putting not here. He told me to not. Okay, but the normal thing, he told me not to go. I want you not to copy. Okay, your parents want you not to drink. Okay, so not to, not before the to. Okay, so imagine if the infinitive goes together, you can separate it, so not has to be in front. Okay, so notice this. You can prepare some notes. Okay, and we'll do this on Tuesday. Okay, if you go to page 143, there isn't much I can explain here. Okay, because this is what it is basically. Okay, I will tell you something though. Okay, so common verbs, they go with ing. So this is what it is. These go with ing. These go with to infinitive. Okay, afford to do, agree to. I mean, it's impossible to study them. This is why it's called use of English, because by using them, then you will know how to use them properly. But you have to know this. Now, this object is what I told you before. Okay, I'm going to write it again. The object is him. Okay, because remember that with suggest, this is a subject. I suggest he study. Okay, and it will be this one, the infinitive. Okay, so object is him, her, them, me, etc. It's not subject. So notice this one, for example. This one is important because people make a mistake with this. Okay, if you remember the song Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran, the way you made me feel, if you remember that line of the song, then you won't make a mistake with this. Okay, you make someone do something. Okay, you force someone to do. Okay, for example, you have it here, force someone to do, but you make someone do. Lots of mistakes with this. Now, for example, help can be used with or without to. I use it without to. Why don't you help me study? But you can say, why don't you help me to study? Okay, so this is important. Next, I'll tell you about number 2 later. Now this is important, well, relatively important. The other one is more important. Now here, I'm not so sure. I hate, but these verbs. Okay, you see, you have it here. Okay, read it first. I read about this. Okay, the infinitive is more specific and ing more general. This is what happens with suggest. I suggest listening to podcasts. More general. I suggest you listen to podcasts. That's more specific. I can take you an example with like. For example, you like playing video games. That is general. But you like to play video games before you go to bed. So that is more specific because you like to do it specifically. Or your parents like to have lunch at 2. Whereas if you say I like doing something, normally has the idea of enjoying it. Okay, but what you have here, the difference is very slight, so don't worry too much. In general, use ing, but remember you can write it down here. When you say would, it's true that when you say would, I would like to do this, is more specific. So I would prefer to have a Coca-Cola. Okay, that is specific. But I prefer Coca-Cola. I prefer drinking Coca-Cola. That is more in general. So it makes sense, but it's a bit difficult. Okay, but anyway, in general, I would use ing with these, and you forget about life. That's it. You make your lives easier. Now, this is going to be difficult. Okay, go back to page 22. The other thing, I don't know. The other one was page 143. Sorry. Okay, now this is the other one. The point number 2, I told you, I'll tell you later. Point 2 on page 143 deals with verbs which can be followed by ing or infinitive, but there's a big difference in meaning. Okay, so this is what you have. You have these verbs. You have stop, try, remember, regret, and forget. Okay, these have a different meaning, whether they are followed by ing or infinitive. So here you have them with both meanings. So you have to read the sentence and decide which one goes in each. Now it's going to be difficult if you have no idea. I tried to explain this when we did a placement test because you had one of these verbs, but no one asked, I think. So I don't think I explained it. Okay, but I'll explain it now. So first, use your judgment, vuestro juicio, okay, and choose the one you think is correct, and then I'll give you the little explanation to help you check it or correct it. Okay, so get the answers ready, stop it. Now, after you've done it, I'm going to give you an explanation that may help you with all except with number 2. Okay, so for 1, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, stop, remember, forget, and regret. With these verbs, when you use ing, this action is the past of this verb. Okay, this is easier, it's more easily explained in class because you can see me. Whereas when you say to, I stopped to do something, this action is the future of this. For example, I was sleeping. Okay, I was sleeping, ing. I stopped sleeping to I stopped sleeping. So first I was sleeping, then I stopped to prepare the lessons. So the first action is ing, the past of stop. Okay, then the action of stop happened, and the next action was preparing the lesson. So there are 3 actions here. I was sleeping, then I stopped, and then I prepared the lessons. Okay, this can happen in the present, past, or future. Okay, do you understand? This can be in the present, is not so common, but even in the future. Okay, I'm recording lessons at 11. Okay, at 11 I will stop recording lessons to give a lesson to the children. Okay, so in the future, but it is the same. Recording lessons will happen before stop. So first recording lessons, then stop, and then I'll give a lesson to the children. Okay, so you have 3 actions, and this is the order. Important, you don't need to write all 3. Okay, you can say I stopped running because I was very tired. That's it. I stopped running. Or at 11 I stopped to take a break. I don't say what I stopped doing, but I stopped whatever I was doing, we don't know, to take a break. Okay, so you don't need to use all 3. You can use just these 2 or these 2. Okay, but this is for you to understand. So it is the same with remember, forget, and regret. The clearest one is stop, I think. Okay, but you can use it with the other 3 and it is exactly the same. Let's see. Okay, remember, for example. Now this is more commonly used in the present. For example, I remember explaining this to you. So I remember now in the present that I explained this to you 2 weeks ago. Okay, so I must remember not to press the escape button. Okay, not to do something. I must remember that this action doesn't happen, or that this action happens. I must remember to post the task. So first I will remember, and then this action will happen. This action can't happen until I remember. Okay, forget is the opposite of remember, so it's the same. Don't forget to do something. So first this has to happen, then not forgetting, and then you do something. Regret is to be sorry. So regret ing, you're all stupid. Or I regret calling you stupid. So I regret now, I am sorry that I called you stupid in the past. And regret too is nearly only used when you're going to say something. So I regret to tell you because it's I'm sorry about what I'm going to tell you, because you can't be sorry about an action that you're going to do. It's not very common. So I'm going to hit you. I regret to hit you. So first I'm sorry, and then I'm going to hit you. If you are sorry first, then you don't hit a person. So it's not very common. Normally, it goes with say. I regret to say, or I regret to tell you that we'll have lessons until the end of August. So I regret, I am sorry, but I have to tell you. I regret to tell you, or I regret to say. Okay, so regret, all these verbs. ing, this action happened in time before this action. 2, this action happened after this action, in the present, in the past, or in the future. Okay, so with this in mind, try to do or revise 1, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so stop it and revise that with information I've just given you, or revise those 4 sentences. One little thing, you will use one if this is ing, this is infinitive, and if this is infinitive, this is ing, you can't repeat the same form. Okay, so let's see. The phone rang. So making lunch was happening before you stopped or after. Okay, 3, 2, 1. My mother was making lunch. So in the timeline, my mother was making lunch and then she stopped. So making lunch happened before, so ing. We were hungry, so my mother stopped to make lunch. So my mother was doing something, we don't know what it was. She stopped to make lunch because we were hungry. We are hungry, we're hungry. So she stopped working, she stopped doing whatever, reading, to do something. This making lunch happened after she stopped. Okay, we'll look at 2 later. Sorry. Okay, number 3. Let's see. The kids remembered. Okay, this is not very clear. Okay, this could be both. So let's look at this one. Okay, ignore this one because this one could be both. We don't have a clear context. Here you do have. They couldn't find it again later. So did they buy a present? They couldn't find it later. So did they buy a present? Yes. So the kids remembered buying. The kids said, yes, we bought a present. The problem is that they couldn't find it later, but they remembered that they had bought the present before, but they couldn't find it later. So here they remembered, but then they couldn't find it. And the kids remembered to buy. So first they remembered and then they bought it. Okay, se acordaron de comprarle. Here is se acordaron de que le habían comprado. Okay, so here the action of buying happened before remembered, and here first they remembered, hey, it's grandma's birthday tomorrow, let's go buy a present. So then they bought the present. Now, this I told you, when you are going to give information. Okay, so you are sorry about the information you're going to give. This one is, I regret to tell you that all train services, so this is the bad news. The bad news comes after. Here is, I regret telling you, because now you're upset. So you are upset now, and I regret it because I told you something. I told you that I had seen your girlfriend with your best friend. So now you're upset. So I regret, I am sorry that I told you. So ing, the past of this. Now, this is not, but this one is clearer. She wasn't happy when I handed it in late. Highlight this what I told you this lots of times. Handed, you have to hand in your task. Handing is entregar trabajo in class. So this is what you have in Google Classroom. If you have it in English, it says handing, entregar. Probably you don't have it in English. Anyway, essay reaction. So, I forgot. Did this action not happen before or after? Is it that you don't remember doing it, or that you didn't remember to do it, to give the essay? You forgot to give the homework. Okay, you forgot to give your teacher homework. So you forgot to do this, so you didn't do the action. The action of giving the homework, handing in the homework, didn't happen. So you forgot to give it. Here, I forgot giving my sister an old dress, and then I found it in her wardrobe. So I forgot giving. I forgot that I had given the dress. So I was looking for the dress and I couldn't find it because I forgot I had given it to my sister. So I forgot giving it to my sister. Okay, this is complicated, but if you understand this past future thing, it's not so difficult, but you have to understand it for which you need to make an effort to understand and watch the video, and perhaps several times until you understand. Now, try ing, try infinitive. Try ing is an experiment. Okay, I always use the classroom door for this, and it's very clear. Now it's more difficult. Now you say, oh, David, I don't understand this. And I say, well, why don't you try watching the video several times? So, as an experiment, see if that works. So, try ing is the idea of experiment. You have a headache. Why don't you try taking a nap? Hey, Bob, why don't you try taking some aspirin? Why don't you try going to the doctors? Okay? So, it's as an experiment. I don't know if it will work. Just try as an experiment. And then try to do is the idea of effort. Okay? I must try to be more patient. I must try, or the other day, I tried to run 40 kilometers, but I couldn't do it. But I made the effort. I tried. Okay, it was an experiment, so I made the effort. Okay? Some of you tried to hand in the task on time, but you couldn't do it, but you made an effort. Okay? So, stop the video and revise A and B. ing, the idea of an experiment, see if it works. Infinitive, the idea of making an effort. Normally, it doesn't work. Okay? ing, it may or may not work. When you normally, I tried to. Normally, you didn't succeed. So I tried to run 40 kilometers. I tried to swim 2 kilometers. So the idea is that you didn't manage to do it. Okay? So my dad tried to phone. If you say to phone, it means that you didn't really do it. You didn't really phone. So nobody answered. So if nobody answered, it means that you did phone. So he tried phoning. I want to talk to Peter. Okay, I'm going to phone. Let's see if he answers. So he tried phoning, but nobody answered. And tried to phone, but he couldn't remember the number, so he gave up. So he took the phone in his hand. He tried, he made an effort to call, but then he couldn't because he didn't know the number. So he tried to phone. Okay? And that's it. So I hope you can go back and revise it. Now, you have this. You have some of them are because it is what it is. There is only one option. In others, you have to be careful. Okay, because if you remember, for example, you have to decide. She remembers. Is it something that happened in the past or something that will happen later? So you have to think about them. Okay, carefully, and good luck. You can go to page 143 and check if you want. Okay, so feel free. But try to do it. Okay, so I'm going to show the answers in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so notice runs, some words to run a business, llevar un negocio. Okay, based in, remember we talked about this, you had this in the multiple choice in unit 1. Okay, on page 11 you have this. It was the example, a successful drama based in Los Angeles, and I told you because of the prepositions. This is the importance of prepositions. Anyway, I can try to tell you information. Then if you remember, fantastic. If not, so as a child, she remembers. So as a child, when she was a child, she remembers. She remembers now in the present. So this is about the past. So if it's about the past, what form do you use? 3, 2, 1. ing. She remembers her grandfather telling. Decide. Okay, you decide always. You decide to do something. That's what it is. Set up a company. Montar un negocio. Hope. Hope the same. Okay. Sorry. Hope to do something. Afford the same. It's always the same. Afford to buy. Okay. She enjoyed. Okay. Normally ing is the normal thing. So I always recommend using ing, and that's it. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. You have ing here. Now you choose the same. Always infinitive. You choose to do something. So in the past, chose. Keen. Okay. Be careful. Keen on doing something. Yes. But enthusiastic about something. Also keen. Okay, keen is followed by infinitive. Okay, keen on is enthusiastic or interested in. So keen on, ing, but keen to do something. Okay, it's like deseoso. Okay, notice getaways, escape. Okay, I want to get away. Okay, end up, preposition after preposition, ing. Be careful with the spelling of enrolling. It shouldn't double the L, but it does. Okay, so end up is acabar. We've seen this several times. Now notice this escape is E, like escape in the computer. That's why you have ESC on the computer keyboard, because it's escape, has an E. Okay, able to is always the same. Able to, give up after preposition ing. Manage after manage, always the same, infinitive. Okay, her cousins, to start, you can, after start you can use both. I normally use ing, okay, but you can use both. I think ing is more common, that's why I use ing. Okay, inspire someone, always the same, to do something. You inspire someone, okay, to do, here, to make, and have. Okay, now this is difficult. This is one of those cases where this is not followed by ing. I'll explain this. Bear with me. It's like, listen carefully, and this is the end of the lesson. Okay, if you go on ing, it is the same as continue. It's difficult when I write here. Okay, so go on. For example, we have gone on giving lessons. Hemos continuado dando clases. So you go on doing something. Okay, but go on to do has a different meaning. So that this can be followed by to, by ing or by infinitive. So again, go on doing is like carry on. We've seen carry on. I told you it appeared in some tests for the B2. Go on doing, carry on doing, continue doing. This is, nothing changes. Go on, continue. Now, go on to do something is that you continue, but something has changed. For example, Cristiano played for Real Madrid for 7 years. After 7 years, he has gone on to play for Juventus. So he has continued playing football, but in a different city or for a different team. So the circumstances have changed. So he has gone on, okay, or after 7 years, he went on to play for Juventus. Or I studied in Elda for 15 years, and when I turned 18, I went on to study in Alicante. Okay, so I continued studying, but the circumstances changed. Okay, so this is what happens here. Beyoncé and Rihanna have gone on to perform in Dresses Covered. So it's like han pasado o han comenzado a, so they have continued performing, but now they are wearing different clothes. Okay, so that is the change why you can use gone on to perform. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much. Bye.